Oh,
What's good? What's good?
what up?
Many moons.
Hey, hold up. I know today we're gonna talk about many moons, the A-Valley, you're gonna handle all that. But for all y'all watching, I did post a video today or yesterday saying that I wasn't gonna, or I couldn't figure out the words to say for many moons and that y'all was gonna have to wait till the album drops on Wednesday. But A-Valley, Monsieur Jovoni, and Pope Fam got me in here. So let's chop it up.
Let's
Yo,
get it.
what's good, y'all? This your boy A.Valley. I'm in here chilling with MJ the Sensei, Monsieur Jovoni, and Pope Fam. You know, we got the whole team here sipping tea with the team. Got a little Appleman, the oolong tea. How we
Yeah,
do it?
healthy, yeah.
Keep light as we spread this light. But today, we gathered around today to talk to y'all about many moons. You know, my boy MJ and Monsieur Jovoni got a project dropping in 3 days on January 26th. I believe that is a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday.
Pacific, Eastern, Mountain, Standard, Japan, where time is dropping on the 26th of this beautiful year in January. So definitely go peep it on all platforms. But I just want to get into some things and ask a couple of questions to my team because, they've been keeping the project away from me. So
yeah,
your boy
it's on
forward to one track. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to the other tracks. Definitely, they have a hefty lineup. But I want to start off with this. Ask a question to the both of y'all. Like, to both MJ and Jovoni, like, where's the inspiration come from? Like, how'd y'all come up with the names Many Moons?
You want to take this, MJ? Go ahead.
I'll do my bit. You can do yours. Many Moons. Many Moons comes from, I think I remember vividly, like a lot of times last summer in Shonan, right after Shonan Drip Drop. I just moved down there, so we was kicking it a lot, and especially nighttime by the beach, really great. And each time we would go out there, we would have these different build sessions. We would go on the beach at nighttime and it would be a different moon. Each time we would go out, one day it would be a full moon. Next time we went out, it would be a half moon. Next time, no moon, a new moon or a crescent moon. And like each time we went out, we would just be like, yo, wow, the stars look mad crazy. The sky looks mad crazy. And we just have these different build sessions that we just keep like, it would really like put us into a different space and time. And I think when we were creating music also around that time during the daytime, we channeled a lot of that energy into the music that we were making. So that's why we called it Many Moons, at least from my memory. Jovoni, what you got to say about it?
I mean, yeah, it definitely comes from right after we released Shonan Drip. We was kicking it a lot down here at the beach, and we were still a lot of that creative energy had hung over from Shonan Drip, but it was a different concept behind it. And I think, we share a lot of the same spiritual similarities and alignment and creative similarities and alignment. And so I think both of us, the best way that we could put it into words was, many moons, because I think it has so many meanings, everything from, that's how they used to start, tales back in the day or stories many moons ago. And also it has a lot to do with astrology, and I think we tap in fully because we talked about push-pull. Our relationship, Miles and I's relationship is push-pull. There's a light side of things, but then there's also not necessarily a dark side, but a dark and a light are necessary for one another to exist. And I think instead of going into this duality, I think we just embrace it all as one, which is the moon, because it's push-pull, the waves, and it pulls the waves out. So from my end, that's where we was building heavy on that, and that's where it kind of landed.
Safe. And like naturally we just gravitate well together. The moon also like has that energy where it is able to like focus on a lot of gravity, and like a lot of things are affected by the gravity of the moon. And I think our relationship definitely has an impact. It's a very as above so below type of thing, where things in the astrals were affecting us down bottom, and you can hear that a lot in the project Many Moons. So yeah.
Okay, so I enjoy the theme. I see like the waxing and waning and things like that. So what would you say, Mile, MJ, what is your personal your personal favorite track off the project?
Dang. It would be cheating if I said all of them, because I really love every single track. Each track is very unique. But I think for
one
me,
for the one time.
Yeah, one time, one song for the one time. I would say like I'm a very like bar kind of guy. I love when I write, I love bars, and I think you can hear that throughout my whole entire catalog of music. And I think each track I have, that sense into it or storytelling or something. But Gravity, Gravity, I would say like is one of my favorite songs because like I come out the gate. It's the first song on the project. Come right out the gate, just chopping heads, and like I really wanted to. Some of my favorite bars where I come through just chopping heads off, and I think Gravity is that song for me. So I'll say that's my favorite song on the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how it's like you guys you had this whole theme, the waxing and the waning of the moons, and then the pushing it, and it's all centered around like the gravity as y'all explain the gravitas of it.
Facts. Facts. First track on the project as well. So I think it definitely like speaks volumes. Like even the sound of the song, it's like imagine seeing a full moon, and it's like the biggest full moon ever, and you just feel that energy inside. That's how it sounds when you see it, and you just feel mad empowered, and you feel you can just take over the world. So that's how I feel with Gravity, and I think writing wise, it was so easy to write that because we both just came with like that crazy energy on there.
So what would you say?
What about? Real quick segue. I'm curious, Pope fam, what is your favorite track on the album?
Good question. Same as Miles, Gravity. Gravity for me, it does it for the whole album. When you talk about DOS and when people are looking at our page and looking at us as individuals too, is a lot of peace, love, and positivity. And Gravity to me is it's hip hop. We're coming for heads. And we're doing the most important thing that we talk about, which is you gotta respect the bars when you're talking about us too as well.
There's one thing you gotta do. You gotta respect the bars.
The bars.
Got to. And Many Moons brought us back to our essence. I know with Shonan sonically, we were kind of, I wouldn't say all over the place, but we showed that, we had different bags. Many Moons is a hip hop album. And you're gonna get this hip hop energy from us.
100.
Facts.
100. Yeah.
So would you say for the other tracks outside of Gravity, because there's 7 tracks on the tape, for the other 6 tracks on the tape, would you say you had the same process for writing, or was your process throughout the whole thing for writing them? Was it a different vibe, or?
Yeah, definitely. I would say Gravity is like maybe they all have different vibes. Monsieur Jovoni like has a very good way of making different sounds and putting it into a hip hop album, and he did a great job with that. All the writing, all the songs were very collaborative. We'd always write it in the studio, right there in Shonan, and like because of that, like we were able to push and pull each other off of like different verses, off of different themes and stuff like that. So the writing for Many Moons, even when you were in there, AV, like I already had pre-written it between Jovoni and I, but like when you got on there, I'm pretty sure I had to like rewrite some verses. I had to rewrite some things because I'm like, because it's collaborative and now like different elements are getting added into it, like the written's got to be changed up. So the creative process, like it definitely varies according to like the track, according to how it sounds and like whatever.
Moons, the track, right?
Say that again?
I said it waxes and wanes with the many moons of the track, right?
That's it. That's it, A.Valley. That's it. You get it. Exactly. No moon is gonna be the same one day versus the next day. It's gonna keep changing. Exactly, it's gonna wane and wax. It's gonna change. So that's the same with all the songs in the writing process.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, so like I have what message, okay, with all of these, with everything that you put into each track, like what message are you hoping to leave with people?
I would say the message is like written within our verses. It's designed into the artwork And I would say like it's designed within the mentalities that I and Monsieur Jovoni have, which is the black man's got to see the world. I mean, it's really to encourage people to see the world. It's encouraging people to travel and to get out there. And so for me, I would say that's the main message. Black men got to see the world. If you look on the artwork, you have like the Moors, you have like ancient black travelers circumnavigating the globe. Y'all gonna see that on when it drops. Circumnavigating the globe, you're gonna see like it's our original purpose and design to travel the world. And so I think that's the main message I want people to take away from it.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jovan, let me move on to you real quick.
What's that?
So, what would your favorite track be on this? Actually, hold on, pause. Up until this point, so last year you released I Need Negrito, Quarter 2, featuring myself. Dope tape, y'all check it out. Shonan Drip, dope tape, also featuring him, and Great Elements. Definitely, you guys should go check it out. Everyone should check it out. But something that I've noticed of getting to know you as a friend and as an artist is that like you dip into many different bags, you know. So like you go from like alternative like hip hop and rap to like house and deep house to some R&B, a little bit of Afro funk in there, and you throw in a lot of like different elements of music into your production. So when you were making this tape, what led you to what led you to the production for this tape, and what was your inspiration for this tape?
Oh man, yeah, that's a good one. I think for me as a producer, it's always about the artist. I see artists, in the way I utilize artists as a producer is their instruments. So their voice, some people's voice cut through this style of beat. Some people's voices sound better on this kind of beat. But because I already knew Miles, and from a spiritual point and a creative and artistic point of view, I know what his wheelhouse looks like as far as music. And so for me, I had to do my little research to know, check out some of these cats that he's really into a bit more, like, Earl Sweatshirt and, Westside Gunn, and these cats like this, these underground, hip hop artists from the States and elsewhere, just really tapping into the sonics so I can understand. Miles might listen to my beat, but he might write to their beats to bring to a different track. So I kind of understand how he's moving like that. So for this is going to be a quintessential hip hop John, and obviously with a modern twist. For the past projects, we were kind of, in Japan in particular, boom bap is really big. But I also want people to know that we as black men, and we've also, as hip hop artists, we've evolved quite a long way since then, hip hop, in the sense of hip hop. So I just wanted to showcase that, and inspiration was really just tapping into the roots to what we've always been doing. Is just, where's hip hop right now, and this is my social commentary as a producer on where hip hop is right now to me. Dope. So, and I have the beautiful honor of working with someone who is, a gilded master of the hip hop arts, Mr. MJ Sensei, and also yourself, Mr. A.Valley. So,
Fallacious.
Fallacious. What up, boy? That's what we're doing. That's the inspiration, taking these different sounds. Maybe something doesn't require a kick or a hat. So maybe something can be a bit more existential sometimes. So it just depends.
Okay. So this would, like, you would say that was like also your process, finding different sample sounds and such as well. Kind of really tapping in,
Yeah,
like,
and we got, oh, my bad.
No.
Oh yeah, and we got lucky because this album is called Many Moons, and tap into the concept a little bit more. Like I said, for us, it has many different meanings. Like when the first story was told, back in the day, they would say many moons ago, and it's a hero's journey is essentially what Many Moons is. And so for us, I want to know what the best soundtrack is to seeing the world, not maybe going to New York or Paris, but literally going to like Papua New Guinea and seeing the moon from there, literally going to the farthest corners of the earth. And that's how Moors moved back in the day, and they navigated the stars, but they need a soundtrack for that. So it's the oldest custom since that, you know, especially for us as Black men in this hip hop game, it's the oldest tradition. You know, we just put in our own modern twist on it. And so the Sonics, you know, they're going to match that. I want the Sonics to smell like frankincense. I want the Sonics to smell like myrrh. I want the Sonics to smell like sandalwood and sage. I want you to hear that. And I also want you to understand that we still about the bag too, because the Moors, they was about the bag. So that's what we about too.
Fact. And like, and to compliment that, Jovoni, like in your beats, like I remember like you'd make beats and like we'd be like, oh, this sounds like a half moon. This sounds like that crescent moon. It sounds like that new moon where you can't even see the moon. So the production all throughout it, you can tell, like, and I'll leave that up to you guys, like, and all you listeners, like, whenever you hear a track, I want you to think what moon do you guys see for that?
No
like
doubt.
what essence do you gather from the track?
Right.
For sure. 100.
So would you say that and this is a question for the both of you all, like would you say that Many Moons in the essence it's a traveler soundtrack, you know?
Yeah, man, like in
any different diasporas in many different countries, and yeah, like what overall, like as a symbol, would you say that is the symbol for it, or many different symbols?
I think a little bit of both. I think we wrote it with a concept that is very structured, but it has a window that everyone can see through and find the meaning in it for themselves. So, like I said, Many Moons, it could have, you know, it's been such a long time since I felt this way. It can say, I've been doing this for so long, you know, or this is what I see when I'm thinking about traveling the world and, you know, different moons and different stars under different places. But I think ultimately the focal theme is we want to show Black people, connect the diaspora for one, and show Black people that, you know, there is no right or wrong way to pursue this music thing. You know, if you're getting out there and experiencing life and, you know, showcasing your story, you know, that's how you change the world these days. You know, film and art, you know, shape culture. So, you know, when you watch a documentary and you don't see your people interviewing your own people, it kind of speaks to you. You're like, why aren't my people interviewing my own people all over my diaspora? Instead, it doesn't hit. So this is that's about is you can do it differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, it could be more exciting. And there's an imagery behind it. And if some people don't, you know, they catch on to this game a little bit later, tapping into self-knowledge. So, you know, that's why this album is called Many Moons, because MJ the Sensei and I have a shared accumulated knowledge of the universe and how we navigate through it. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Your formula, right? Like,
yeah,
basically the message, and, you know, correct me if I'm interpreting wrong, but like, you know, in the arts or in the creative space or in any kind of space, like your formula is your formula. You know, there's no more living within like this structural set of norms that we have to go abide by when we want to go do something. Like, go see the world, go run it up. You make your own journey. You follow your own path. You look up to the stars and you count the constellations in the way you want to. That's a beautiful message. Definitely.
Right on.
100, man. Yeah, it's a hero's journey for, you know, a Black grioche tale, but also it ultimately is a hero's journey. Like, you wake up in a place, you know, it's Prometheus. We went to the cave, we lived in a cave for hella years. Now we got to go spread what we learned in our solitude with the world. Or, you know, it's Icarus. We you know, the Egyptian version. We went too close to the sun and we fell, but there's still, you know, what do you do after you fall? Or it's the Alchemist with, you know, where we got to go see the Mecca, but there's so much stuff that you got to do first. Right? Yeah. How we doing it matters. How are you doing it matters a lot.
Facts. Facts. And I think throughout a lot of our, the whole entire, from the beats, from the lyrics, like that message, like it's clearly written. Like we sometimes even like tell our dreams like within, and we tell our story within our lyrics and throughout the songs. So yeah, that's definitely the message for sure.
So definitely. Well, thank you. I'm excited to hear the project. I think it's gonna be dope. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Right
Y'all,
on.
just to let you, everybody else in this chat except me has heard this project. So you feel me? And I'm on the project. I ain't even get